A vertical is playing live on the
And
VertiGals.
we're back.
And we're back to another episode of the VertiGals.
Yay.
Today we have Dana Protsyshak on the pod. She's the lady who curated the LA vertical drama market that is happening again this year in May.
I think she's superhuman.
Yeah, she does a lot of
She
things.
does so
She's a
much.
very focused and motivated woman.
Yes. And also just like calm and lovely at the same time.
Yeah. So we are excited to share our interview with her with you guys because it's, she's been doing this since verticals showed up in the world, not just here in LA.
The old pro, which means you started at 2023.
Yeah, she's a veteran.
She's a veteran.
And she has a lot of insight into everything. She's starting her own app. She's doing the vertical drama market.
She has her own business.
She has her own business. So she's got a lot to talk about.
Superhuman.
What are we talking about?
Well, we could talk about writing. We could talk about stuff you watched. We watched.
I've been really diving into Flare Flow lately, and I like them because they are both loyal to the very absurdist traditional Chinese formula that works, but simultaneously they are really trying to experiment with different genres, and I'm having a lot of fun engaging with some of these verticals. Namely, I watched their most recent hit, Oops, I Married My Bestie's Brother, which was just really well done.
Yeah, I've started it. I think it's been a huge hit for them, and it's clear why.
Yeah, it's a rom-com. It's just like very easy to watch. There's no slaps or like it's like
funny.
Truly it's funny, and it's like just really sweet and engaging, and the relationship between the female lead and the male lead it's
perfect.
It's like really it's just
he's hot.
Good. He's super hot, but like not in a ridiculous way. He's like
right.
hot in a way that like a woman in her 30s and 40s would actually be into, not a ridiculous way.
Like you could get with him, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Just saying.
The actors were great. The writing was really good. It was shot really well. It felt really good. It was a good one.
It's definitely a good one. I agree with that. And also it proves that comedy works.
Comedy definitely works. I think that it does need a romantic through line right now, at least on these apps that are catering to these women that like romance.
Listen, I think every movie does though. I mean, right?
That's true.
It's hard to come up with I'm thinking of the female films that I've loved. There's always a love interest.
Even male movies, even
male
action movies, military movies. There's always a love interest.
It's a human connection that draws you through. But so yeah, I don't think it's that different.
I once heard a joke. I think Neil Brennan told this joke about how even the Colosseum was built by a man trying to impress a woman. Like everything in the world has always just been some version of that. And
something like that. Yeah.
Let's see what Flare Flow is up to. Oops, I Married My Bestie's Brother, still at the top.
Yeah, that's good.
Number 2, 6 Years Too Late to Love Her.
I've been watching a lot of the Banquet Humiliation. Am I saying it right? Because I've called it the Banquet Buffet or the Humiliation Buffet.
I think it's the Humiliation Banquet, not the Banquet Humiliation. We're talking about humiliation banquets.
I've been watching them and sort of studying them because I'm supposed to be writing one, and I am understanding them more. It's a very interesting genre, and I can't think of anything like it, where it is people just constantly berating an individual because they think they are superior to that individual, and of course we know the whole time that the individual is actually superior to them, and that individual is just calmly taking it because they know in the end there's going to be justice, and everyone's watching it to see the justice. I can't think of anything. I mean, I would love to know. Please comment somewhere in the VertiGals world, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, if there is anything like it anywhere.
I think a roast.
A roast is close.
And if you think about court jesters in medieval times, it was kind of like this. And whether or not the court jester was going to get killed at the end was always a thought.
That's close, but they know who the person is. Part of this is like they don't believe the person, even though the person is telling them who they are.
Right.
Because like I was asked to write one of these, and it occurred to me, I'm very hard on myself as a writer. I'm like, why don't I know how to do this? It's like, because there's nothing like this. Like the only thing I could think of is like a Bugs Bunny cartoon, where Bugs Bunny is dressed up and no one believes it's Bugs Bunny.
That is a really funny comparison.
And the slaps. That's the only thing I can think of. You get stuck by it. Because so the one I was watching, she got hit on the head 3 times with a wine bottle, 3 different wine bottles, I think. And like she just has this cute little cut right there. And I was thinking, well,
that's literally like
it's a cartoon,
yes,
right? I mean, that's a cartoon. So that's
like a cartoon from like the 70s,
the 70s,
and 80s.
60s. Yeah, the anvil on Wile E. Coyote. Like,
Exactly.
he's gonna live. He's gonna be fine. But
Yeah.
that's the only analogy I can come up with. So
except that when it's animated with a animal, what are they called? Anthropomorphic.
yeah, yeah.
When it's like an
word.
anthropomorphic physical violence scene, it's comedic.
Yeah,
But when it's a woman getting hit over the head,
it's problematic.
but it does tread that fine line between tragedy and comedy, right?
I think it has to. It's the only way I can like accept this. And by the way, I'm planning on not putting violence in mine. I've not been specifically been asked to, so I'm not going to do it. But having watched this one, that was the only take I could come up with in my head. I was like, oh, this is like a cartoon.
Yeah.
This is cartoon
I
violence.
think that is how you write these. Like
Yeah.
with the absurdity,
Yeah.
if you're really going for these traditional cliffhangers, these tropes that are just absolutely wild, I think you have to think
Wild.
about them as cartoons.
Yeah. So that's how I've been approaching it. And it's been working. So we'll see.
We'll see. Can't wait to watch your humiliation
Yeah.
banquet. I've been hearing so much about
All
it. She's over it. All right. Let's bring Dana on.
right.
All right. Well, we're so thrilled to have Dana Protsyshak on the pod today. She is the founder of Dana Productions, Vert-I-Go Media, and the LA Vertical Drama Market, which is the first industry event dedicated exclusively to vertical drama storytelling, and the creator of Other, a dystopian series in development across long form and vertical formats. With experience across 30-plus vertical projects in writing, development, and production, she is recognized for her expertise in mobile-first storytelling and regularly evaluates vertical content for festivals, studios, and platforms. Dana develops and directs original vertical projects with her international teams, is building the Vert-I-Go Media app, and curates industry communities through her vertical mixers, helping advance the vertical storytelling ecosystem. Thank you for joining us, Dana.
Thank you for inviting, and thank you for pronouncing my last name correctly.
You're very welcome.
This is why Natalie took over that duty today.
It's a perk of my Eastern European background. So you are such an integral part to this industry, and you're from Ukraine. You came to LA. You've been working in verticals for quite some time now. Tell us about how it all started and how you got to this point.
Okay. So I started in VertiGals in 2023. It was like very early. Like no one knew what VertiGals were by that point, like me neither. So I was in Montreal back then, and I just got a script. And my director friend asked me, okay, like, can you edit it? Because it doesn't make any sense. It's very like vanilla reading. Like, can you just like edit it? I started looking at it. And English is not my first language, but it was really hard to understand what the script is about because AI wasn't there quite yet. So it was like Google translated from Chinese to English. So it was like, is it like sophisticated English or is it that bad English? That was my main question. But like I edited the script, I got writing credits on it, and then I started working for a Chinese company. I was adapting web novels into verticals.
For a platform that we know, or what?
It wasn't for Flatter, it was like for Mediator.
Okay.
And then they were like selling it to different apps.
I see.
So that's the way we were working back then.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was really interesting because I was writing novels before, and it was like, okay, like how do we go from novels to verticals? It was like a very like learning process.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point I decided, okay, like I want to do more production. So they just started like doing it in Canada, in Montreal. So I was working as like first AD, as script supervisor there. And with that experience, I moved to LA, where I worked mainly as script supervisor on set until I became executive producer and director on them.
Wait, can I back up 1 second? So if you were asked to edit, obviously you had a background of film already. What were you doing in the film world prior to that first vertical?
Prior to first vertical, I was, so like the way I started in filmmaking, I was like an intern in European Writers' Room.
Okay.
They were working on a show, It's still in development after all those years.
Yeah.
Classic.
They're looking for funding, but I wrote like 2 or 3 episodes there. I was working on bit sheets. I was working on like every part of development. So it was like a good film school for me, to be honest.
Great.
So,
And what type of novels were you writing before you got into verticals?
And are you writing?
And
'Cause she's
are you,
still
and are you still
writing
those were
novels.
like romance novels.
Okay.
So it's like pretty much vertical,
Got it.
Oh, great.
vertical genre. And right now I'm also like writing, but it's more like dystopian dark romance novel.
Interesting. And were these novels like physically published? Were they online novels?
At first, I published all of them online. It's like a Wattpad, but like Ukrainian website.
Got it.
And 2 of them, they are published right now,
Got
like
it.
physically published.
So you found success through one of these online publishers. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
great.
Yeah, that's great.
There's definitely an overlap, I feel, between this online romance novel publishing world and the vertical world.
Yeah.
A big one.
Yeah. Do a lot of people you know who write online romance novels also write verticals?
I know that a lot of people started from writing romance novels and they were like hunted into verticals. A lot of writers from Wattpad.
Right.
And
Does it have to do with the short nature of the chapters and that it can easily translate, or is it just the subject matter that translates?
I would say like when you write, you publish chapter by chapter, so you kind of understand that you need to end on a cliffhanger
Got it.
to get everyone like looking forward to the next chapter. And also just like it's romance and you like every time you need to come up with something new in this space, so I guess it overlaps a lot in verticals.
Did you read a lot of romance before you started writing it?
I would say that I started reading more when I started to write.
What inspired you to write romance?
I was on maternity leave,
Uh-huh.
and it was kind of like a personal therapy for me. Like I needed like to write something down, and I started like doing 2 chapters per week, and it helped me. I don't know, keep me sane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially it was COVID
Oh,
like
gosh.
then, so it was like me in my head. So when I started to write it down, it was very helpful for me.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense.
So you came to LA. How long? What was your next step in LA? And how long were you here before you decided to do the vertical market?
I guess the first idea about market came around like 3 months after I was in LA. I just wrapped my third vertical here as script supervisor just before Christmas, and I was like, okay, we need to start working something beyond set, because a lot of people they just like okay work from set to set, and there was like no actual like space to exchange ideas and just communicate with people. And the way it was treated back then, it was like end of 2024. It was like, oh, like we don't care, like it's a vertical, like whatever, it will work.
Yeah.
And I at first I dismissed that idea because like okay, like where am I, where is the market? It was like there is a huge gap, like I don't know how do I do it. And so I started doing monthly networkings, like vertical mixers. And I saw okay, like we have people who are interested in this, people who never heard about verticals, and they were just coming like curious about like what is it, is it just like Quibi or is it just like social media, where we at? So it all started there, and they're like okay, I need to do it. So
you
started
really
preparing.
recognized this. You really recognized that this would become more than just individual verticals keeping people in work. You really saw where it was going as a format, and
as an industry.
Yeah.
I would say yeah, I saw potential, and I saw potential because there is a huge audience for all of those people.
Yeah.
Like every person who reads or writes romance novels, they want to see them on screen.
Interesting.
So, and verticals grant you exactly this.
Yeah.
Were you so the first ever vertical drama market was last year, and I thought it was a tremendous success, and it definitely took me from a place of like trying to figure out what all of this is to oh wow, this is a world in and of itself that is very international, and all of these people already have their feet pretty wet in it. Were you working with the majority of these people before you started this market? Is that how you knew how to aggregate all of these people in one place? Or what kind of, like, What am I trying to ask here?
Well, I still think it's a very. I mean, hearing you say this, it sounds so casual. Like I put together a
Like,
market.
you-
It seems like
you
it's a huge
threw-
undertaking.
Yeah, you
And you
threw
did it.
together like all of the most important pieces of an
Yeah.
industry that most people don't know anything about. Did you work with a lot of these people? Like, how did that all come together?
Uh,
It is still mind-boggling to me what you did.
Like, I appreciate your kind words. I'm really glad that market turned out the way it did.
I mean, it changed.
Well, it changed our lives. Both
We
of us.
like
so.
met there pretty much, and then also like I went there and I was like, oh shit, I left incredibly enthusiastic about working in this in a way that I didn't understand that I could be, because so many people were doing this with so much enthusiasm. There were so many creative, resourceful, independent people there that all came together. So I've spent 15 years in an industry, and I don't think I could put something like this together with all of these key players, but you seem to do it in 6 months.
Thank you. It was actually 3 months.
Perfect.
So I have, I think I always have, not background in teaching, but like my family came from, like all of my family members were like university professors.
Interesting.
And at some point, before I got into like writing, screenwriting, I was writing courses. I was editing like scripts for online courses in economics back then. But so I kind of, I was talking to a lot of people on set. And I think all of that kind of helped me shape the program. Okay, like I understand that like a lot of people don't know anything about VertiGals, and they will come to this market to learn. And there are also like a lot of people who already work in this, and they want like to connect to others. So I guess it kind of working on different sides in production, in writing, having my experience about like methodology basically of like putting together some courses. It all helped me like put the program together. That like day one we focused more on like very introductory. Day two we kind of like dived into like all the details, and day three like talked about challenges and everything. But it was surprising to me that a lot of people came to Vertical Story Lab. So I saw that okay, like this is what working. People come here not exactly to sell, but more about like to learn about the space, to connect. And I think I was lucky that I worked with a lot of people on set. I connected with a lot of people on LinkedIn, because once I started my own company, I was doing a lot of like research calls. I was reaching out to people were reaching out to me. So I had a pretty good understanding like who is who where. I think right now it's way more saturated. And now a lot of people want to get into the space. They want to speak about VertiGals, even though they don't really have a tremendous experience in this. But I say like all of this kind of like helped me put together the market, and I'm really glad that it turned out the way it did, because it had a lot of like pitfalls,
I'm sure,
behind the curtains
and challenges. Yeah.
And those things always do, I'm sure. But I particularly love the story labs. They were super informative.
Yeah.
Met people there.
Same.
I mean,
the panels, everything. I mean, just the networking events that were there. I mean, it ingratiated us into this industry. Literally, it was that event.
Yeah.
So what's different this year? What did you learn from last year that you're changing this year?
We'll be ordering more guidebooks, for sure, because we ran out of them like 2.
Oh, did
like
you?
on the day one.
Okay. Because I still like reference my guidebook. I made notes all over mine.
Yeah, who those people were. That was
Yeah,
so valuable,
it was
because then
great.
I was like, okay, who do I connect with on LinkedIn? I went through it and I connected with every single person in that guidebook.
So this year we want to do more story labs.
Nice, great.
So because a lot of people came to it, what we want to do this year is that basically for every part of filmmaking, we will have a separate lab.
Amazing.
So not only for writers, for directors, for cinematographers, stunts. We even have like AI lab.
Oh, cool.
Oh, wow.
So we are like trying to help people verticalize their skills and adapt to the industry.
Do you want to say the dates?
Yeah, it's like May 7th to 10th, so
Okay.
just before Cannes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And is it in the same location?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same location. Thursday to Sunday.
Are tickets available yet?
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to buy a ticket, where can they buy it?
They can go to laverticaldrama.com.
Okay.
And early birds end on March 31st. So you still have like 3 weeks only.
Okay. LAVerticalDrama market.com.
Dramamarket.com.
I never go to the east side of Los Angeles, and I went for this is worth it. This is worth leaving my bubble for.
She was willing to cross
I
Crescent Heights.
crossed. I was on the 10 much longer than I normally am.
It's a lot.
No, it was great. It's really a fantastic time.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it. All right, tell us about your company. So there's you have so many layers here. We're gonna get to all of them. Tell us about your company.
So at some point after like I worked on VertiGals, I decided, okay, like I want to do something myself, and I mapped out like a slate of 10 projects which I want to like write and direct.
Okay.
Some of them actually I based on my novels because they're easily adaptable
That's
to
smart.
VertiGals. Some of them they are based on my friend's novels because she also had like a very specific angle to romance, and others are just like vertical stories. So with all of that, I was like reaching out to platforms like whether like I can like write and direct for you, and some companies they were willing to buy the script, but like not like to direct. And I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do it like all like package deal basically, because I feel like when I'm writing, I'm still like translating the image I have inside my head to the paper. So it's hard for someone else like to grasp that vision. I don't know, like I feel that those stories are my babies. So
I get it.
Yeah.
yeah, so we with one company we almost like we did all the budgets, everything, but like it never came through. So there were like a lot of those moments, but we focused on writing. So we are like writing for one Indian company, localizing scripts for them. Recently wrote for one European platform like scripts, because there is a lot of demand for scripts right now and for content, because everyone needs fresh ideas. Everyone is running out of IP, so IP is the king right now. And we produced one pilot in November for another European platform. It's just like 10 episodes. I was EP and co-director on that. We are also like looking to produce more, but only we prefer to produce our own content, because I don't think we were like, I'm not in the set of mind to do like 40-page banquet scenes or like taking pregnant women. I can't do it.
Alvin is currently suffering through a banquet scene.
I'm writing one of those right now. Yes. Anyway, we won't talk about
this. Your company, you manage a team of writers.
Yeah.
Do they function as a writer's room collectively?
No, it's more like freelance
More
writers.
like free. And you work kind of as a consultant for these platforms, or you can deliver content if they need it?
Yeah, so basically I'm kind of like producer for those writers, because those writers, they didn't have like any vertical experience prior of coming on board.
So you work with them to get them
so
there.
I basically like added their scripts, give notes before turning to the clients. Some of them they are growing actually, so like I don't need to like supervise like every step.
Right.
I just send it directly to the client. Yeah.
Got it. In terms of you, so you're talking about how you aren't interested in producing humiliation banquets and women getting kicked in the stomach who are pregnant, and we get it. But there's different levels of allegiance to the genres that work in this format right now. Obviously you have a romance background, so you fit very naturally into VertiGals. Do you think that they will evolve outside of just these kind of fantasy and romance genres? Do you think there's a potential success rate for that?
I love that question. I think like I've been answering this question like since February last year. A lot of people like, you want to try like a more of horror, want to try comedy, want to try LGBTQ, but they never tried because it's too risky. I feel like VertiGals can transfer to like fantasy, to sci-fi, to thrillers only if they have like still heavy romantic storyline. You can't like go from VertiGals which we see right now to like totally like horror VertiGals without any romance.
Yeah.
And I feel like for that the app is very important, because like imagine you have, I don't know, like comedy show, and you really want to give it to the audience, and that one comedy show, it will be lost on Drama Box, on Real Short, on every other app. It will be just lost.
Yeah.
and like it's very hard for that particular audience who wants to watch comedy vertical, for instance, to find that vertical in this abundance of the content we see right now. So I don't think that like you can produce new content without having new app for it.
Yeah, I totally agree that I think that these apps are going to be destinations for different types of audience members, and that they have to be genre brand specific. I think is the most important thing as this evolves. So you're starting your own platform. What are you focusing on?
We are focusing on the things that aren't in the market right now. So I research a lot of those apps. I see very similar problems. I hear the audience what they're complaining about, like coins. Ads that you don't have like any notifications that there will be a lot of abusive scenes. Because a lot of people are sensitive to that kind of content, and then you just like see it like
absolutely
in front of your eyes on the vertical screen, like so we are filling those gaps. But what we are like trying to achieve, we are trying to build a community around the app. We want to have we are creator friendly, so right now like for the shows we do like 50-50 splits with filmmakers, because we want to credit filmmakers, we credit directors, we credit writers, producers. Like we want to do like next level of vertical apps, because like it's not going anywhere, but we need to start making things differently.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have a launch date?
So right now we want to launch at the market.
Okay.
Oh wow.
But right now we are like in beta testing version. So we have 2 shows. We have 2 more coming by the end of March, and like you can like access it. You can even like watch, pay for it, but like it's only like a web app. So we're not developing like an actual app for now. We're focusing like on web app.
Okay.
And we actually giving the link to some of the like members of the audience. We're getting like good reviews.
Oh great.
We'll see how it goes.
That's so exciting.
Do you have a name for it yet?
Yeah, it's Vert-I-Go Media.
Vert-I-Go Media, so that's going to be the actual app.
And it's green, so it's like not not short, not loud, not real, just like Vert-I-Go Media, and it's in green colors.
Okay, got it. Cool.
And do you have, what would you say your brand is? What would you say the brand of your shows is going to be, since we were talking about the app being the brand?
So right now the shows we have, they're actually thrillers.
Okay.
But they wrap around like heavy romantic storyline.
That's great.
We want to produce the stories like that actually matter to the audience, and that the audience will remember after they close the app. So like our like how we put it is like we create the stories you can fall in love with. That's like what we are working towards.
How many of them do you write yourself?
Shows?
Yeah, that you're going to premiere on your platform.
They actually like licensed shows.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you're not
so,
writing for your own platform.
Like I have some, but like we are not there like to shoot our own originals. Guess it takes a lot of time to get to investors and all the funds right now.
Yeah, interesting. So are you still writing for various are you writing for platforms while you're doing all of this, or are you focusing more on developing your businesses?
Actually, like I wrote one in January. It's for a new platform, and it's really like nice young adult show.
Nice.
They're shooting it right now in Turkey.
Oh, great.
So we'll see how it premieres. I guess it will be like later in April.
Cool.
That I will be able to say it. But honestly, I guess for this year, I want to focus more on my projects, on Dana productions, on the market, on the app, and also like as I'm developing my novel. So it will be like too much on my plate.
Sounds
I
like
can
it.
write for other platforms as well.
Are you releasing this novel in chapters the way you have in the past? You are.
Yeah, I put it on Wattpad, but so the story of this novel actually is that I have the show that I was pitching in 2023, back when it was like right before the writer's strike happened. And then like the writer's strike, like the industry is dead. Now we have VertiGals, so it's like there was like no room for this. So in the meantime, like all the people I've been talking to, they like everyone needs IP, and like the easiest IP I can think about is like writing a novel and actually like putting it out there.
It's smart.
And it's also like if you write it, you will know what the story is about. You will be able to package it better. So I guess like for me, it's like first step is novel. Then I'm doing a vertical based on that, like a prequel, and then like hopefully like full series.
Cool.
I know, I love it.
You're very strategic in everything you do.
All right, talk about your approach to writing these when you do write them. Talk a little bit about what do you look what is a good vertical need to hook people in? What's your philosophy about this format from a writing perspective?
Honestly, I would say that like writing verticals for me, it's hard for me to approach them like traditionally, in a way that you need like an outline for 60, 70 episodes and then write. I'm a person that for me, it's easier to write the whole script than to do an outline, because once I type, I can understand where the story is going. And when I try to predict, I usually end up like rewriting the outline.
I'm so happy to hear you say that. Outlines are so hard for me as well.
They're awful, but with these verticals, I feel I'm also not an outliner generally speaking, but with these, I feel like they're so mathematical and like the formula is so important and there's so many pieces you have to put together if you're going to sustain them over 60 to 70 episodes that like I need the plot points down before I actually get into writing.
Well, do you know them in your head? Just because you're not outlining doesn't mean you don't know them in your head as a writer.
So the way like we work, like for instance, like with the last platform, so I know like who is like my female lead, my male lead, who is my main villain, but it's still like twist in people. Like we think that this is like our lead, and then at some point they turn out that they are like villains. I like those like layers as we can like we can't really do much with layers in vertical, but still like at least a little bit it helps. So I know like who will end up with whom in the end. I know basically like what the midpoint would be, and then I try to develop it like in short kind of like cycles, 5-6 episodes. So like you do like one event, and then like after this you kind of like unwrap for 3 or 4 episodes, like aftermath of the events that happened. And yeah, like I have some like general bits, but after that I'm kind of like work around them.
Yeah,
I wrote an outline for that one. It didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
It didn't work. No.
I have similar experiences. I kind of, the outline is sort of a very rough roadmap, but I know once I dive into the writing, it's probably going to change a lot.
Yeah, it does change a lot.
Yeah, and I like that like more and more platforms they are looking for pitch decks. Like more about
really?
like what's the vibe for the story you want to tell, what is like I don't know like the skeleton of the story. But I was lucky enough that I have this much of like creative freedom around it.
So what does your day-to-day look like right now, managing all of this stuff? Like
being a mom.
And being a mom. You don't have to, I mean, you can talk about whatever you want, but you know, like what are your daily, do you have like some sort of long-term objective that you're trying to accomplish? And like, what does your day-to-day look like to do that?
So like I came to Hollywood because I wanted to have my series on Netflix. And now I'm like trying to build like my like vertical Netflix or like first distribution platform. I would say like my system of priorities like change every day. Like okay, like I need to like work on programming for the market this week, so I need to start locking the people. So I'm like answering emails, writing emails like you're confirmed as the speaker, like do you want to come? Yes, like a lot of like this kind of tasks. But like I wake up at like 5:30 at 5. I write. I'll go to gym before dropping my kid to the school.
Oh my god!
Because if I do it after, like I don't have time for writing. That's how I like find consistency. That I basically like for the last 4 months, every morning I write.
Wow.
So I wrote like more than 10 chapters.
You're writing your book every morning.
And you're getting up before everyone else in the house is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. Like
you
it's
do.
very
quiet.
You're not somebody who likes to sleep.
If I wake up late, I feel worse. I don't know. Like even on weekends, I need to wake up early.
Okay.
I'm a morning person.
I wish I could be a morning person. I'm not.
I answer a lot of emails. I have some Zoom calls, I do a lot of social media, so I feel like right now you need to be like, you need to be a writer, you need to be a producer, you need to be a director, you need to be like a marketing person,
Yeah.
and you need to be your own assistant.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to work a little bit like on the market, on production, on the app, but like I jungle it all like depending on like what do I need to focus on today. Yeah. So like for instance today I even like sent people emails about like internships. So I will have like someone to help me, especially for the market.
Oh, that's smart. That's really smart.
Do you use AI at all in assisting you in any aspect of your vertical work?
I use AI a lot as my beta reader.
Your beta reader?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So basically every time like I write a chapter, I upload it to AI, it gives me feedback.
Yeah.
Which program do you use?
So I was using ChatGPT, but now I switched to Claude.
I've heard that's better.
Everyone
for
likes
writers.
Claude for the
is
writing
much
better, yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of feedback has it given you that you have found particularly valuable?
How to market things.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting.
So okay, like I want to market my novel, like give me like most engaging hooks in the story, like tell me how it should work,
Interesting.
why you think it works, and also like sometimes I think that the subtext I put, like I'm checking whether like someone can really understand what it means.
Interesting. Are you writing it in English?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you use AI to translate ever, or you don't feel like you need to?
No, like sometimes like if I don't know some words, I just like use Google Translate.
Yeah.
But that's it. Yeah. AI is super helpful in terms of like social media. Like
Yeah.
it creates like content plans like this.
Really? For independent publishing?
Yeah, like for like personal social media, for company social media.
Like what to post, how to post?
So basically like what day, what do you need to post, with what hashtags like to reach your goals.
Oh, that's good to know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You're taking notes, Natalie?
Yeah. I'm not resistant to AI. I just like, it doesn't occur to me to use it until I'm kind of like out of other options. And then I'm like, maybe this can tell me what to do. And it always does.
This is sort of off track, but I was looking for design help in my house.
Well, that is
I need a rug.
Next level.
And everyone's just like, did you ask ChatGPT? I had no idea you could
take
like
a
take
photo.
pictures of your house.
The other day I had to fix something in my kitchen. It was like a little like earthquake safety knob on the cabinet. And I'm like, what the fuck is this thing called? Because I kept Googling like earthquake safety knob and it didn't show up. Took a photo of it, put it in a ChatGPT. It told me what it was called. I called the hardware store. They were like, yeah, we have a bunch of those.
It told me the size rug I need. I'm like, how do you know?
How does it know?
I don't know. Anyway.
So my husband and I were in Joshua Tree this weekend and we were at a restaurant and there was this massive gear as a decoration at the restaurant. And my husband's an engineer and he's like, what is that? And I was like, I don't know what that is. And I took a photo of it and put it into ChatGPT and it told us what the gear was. And not only did it tell us what it was, but it contextualized why it was in Joshua Tree without us telling it that it was in Joshua Tree.
That's nice.
So
I mean, it's amazing.
It knows where you are.
Terrifying, but amazing.
It knows where you are. It knows what you're doing.
Listen, if it's gonna take us all down, it may as well be helpful before we get there. That's fascinating. I'm definitely gonna use it more in marketing. I use it. I've had instances where it's looked through something I've written and said, you need a scene here. And it was spot on. And it gave me like a great suggestion. And Natalie knows I call it a writing calculator. It helps us as writers in ways that I feel like are analogous to a mathematician doing
so it feels like a calculator.
Equations.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
But I hate when it gives you suggestions you didn't ask for.
Yeah.
So like I put it in a memo, like don't ever give me suggestions in my writing.
That's awesome.
Sometimes it kind of gives you the idea and you like start thinking about it. But like I hate the ideas that like I don't know, like any of my like writing won't be like fully mine. So like even if it's a good idea, I want to get it get to it myself.
See, you've got more morals than I do. I'm like, that's a great idea.
Well,
well, you may also, do you have time? Because my issue is always just like, I don't have time.
I don't think she has. How does she have time? She does 90 things at once.
like now, like sometimes like I have like very like down days, you know, like sometimes you just want to like lie down and like eat ice cream and watch Netflix.
Some days you have to do that.
And sometimes you have to do it.
You have to do that.
Yeah. And
Here-
sometimes you just need to sleep.
Here's how I justify it, though. I'm like, well, I, as a writer, have put in I put everything in that led you to telling me this advice, right? Like, and I know if it's, I'm also the person making the decision, is this actually right? Because we all know it gives lots of bad advice too.
It gives. Well, I was going to say, half the time I put anything into it, it comes back with an idea that just feels very like it's awful.
Yes, most of the time it's
like,
awful.
Yeah,
When it's right, but most of the time it's awful.
it can point what it helps me with the most is plot points. Like sometimes if I'm like I need another plot point to like turn this cycle in a vertical, and it's really that because like I think that the absurdity in the cliffhangers is necessary in verticals, and sometimes it just my brain just does not naturally go there, and the AI will.
That's a great question. Talk about cliffhangers. What makes a good cliffhanger? What makes a good paywall, in your opinion?
I would say like everything romance related it usually works. But I feel like also right now the audience is pretty acknowledged about like what happens in those stories.
Yeah.
So right now I feel like if we have like a leading lady and like leading man, you need to like, and everyone thinks that they will end up together in the end. Less people would like to pay for the story.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like right now for the like first 7 episodes, you need to again like make sure that like viewers like the vibe of the story, even though they know like how the story may end, they will still pay for it just because they love like the chemistry between the characters or like the overall vibe of the story. But also I feel like end on something like really unexpected. Like right now it can be like just like you have like this like love like typical love story of two people, and then like in a paywall episode like another person arrives, and like here we have like already like a love triangle and you don't really know.
Right, you have to throw them every 10 episodes.
It's time to keep the audience guessing a little bit more.
I just heard something that inspired my thinking about vertical cliffhangers, which is that people won't engage with these if the cliffhangers aren't absurd, or like if you put too much nuance into it, it doesn't work. And I really got into thinking about like what works on the internet and why versus what'll work on a TV show. And I think there's some truth to that like if you're delivering something on your phone that isn't kind of ridiculous on some level, people may not engage with it. Like that may be really fundamental to these. What do you think?
I feel like right now it's more about not only about the plot, but also about the psychology of people. So there's like a science, it's called basically behavioral psychology, behavioral economics. Like, and on that end, you always like need to turn the expectations.
Right.
So I feel like that's a good story point, like to end. And I like to your point, Natalie. I feel like right now, like TV and verticals are kind of like merging in some weird way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I watch like Amazon Prime, it looks like vertical ads to me.
Yeah.
So I feel like people definitely aren't responding to the cliffhangers like slaps and everything. They already like get used to. If they see like the same cliffhanger like 5 or 7 times, they want
something else. No, I mean, I feel like the slaps and the violence and all that kind of like algorithm disruption that happened, like that was just how these foreign platforms introduced themselves here in the US to like get people's attention, but I don't think there's any longevity to it at all.
I feel like right now people are more hooked, not even by the story, but by all the trailers and all the like spoilers. They already like seen on social media, so like it's not even about the paywall, it's just about like the story in general. So we see right now that it's more like what else do you create in the stories? They do a lot of like actors interviews right now when they tell about okay, like watch like an episode like 25, I will do something like crazy, like what you will think about it. So they are doing a lot of like social media engagements. They're cutting different trailers and they're like spoiling scenes after the paywall. So it's not even about the paywall, but what will happen like in like 5 episodes.
What are you anticipating?
Yeah. That's a good point. Do you hire actors? Are you as a director? Have you cast your own shows?
So I had, for one, I was also like a casting director
Yeah.
basically, but I had preferences from my clients. And for the last one I directed, I watched like 50 or 60 self tapes, and it was really like
Eye-opening.
it's tiring because after like 20s, I kind of like, okay, like what's the difference? What I'm looking for here, but it's also very responsible decision. So I'm glad that like I'm not the only one who is doing that. Like I do my recommendations, like okay, like this is like number one to me, number two. But I would say that casting in verticals, it's another
It's another art.
It's another thing because this is so fast paced.
Yeah.
Like an actor sends you a self tape, and when you want to reach out to him, like okay, you are booked, he's already unavailable.
Right.
And then you need to change because there's like a lot of things like you need to have chemistry between leads, and if you
Right.
change
That's
one
what I
lead,
was gonna say.
you need to change
Yeah.
another lead,
Right.
and it's
That's so hard.
yeah.
What do you look for in your vertical actors, and do you think it's different than what you would look for if you were casting for your Netflix show?
I would say that like I don't have like references. Like okay, like who do I imagine this like this person to be played by? I like try to stay open minded, and then I just watch their performance, and like it's all like comes back to your gut. Like, do you believe what this person is saying or no?
Right.
And in a lot of self tapes, people hyperbolize so much that okay, like it looks so artificial, or they hit like wrong beats, they go like too dramatic or like too calm. So it's always about like from like matching like how would you say it in your mind when you're reading the script to how the actors are saying it.
And there's already sort of a A-list vertical celebrity group, and I understand that the tiers of pay are quite varied based on how you cast, so it just really depends on your budget and what the client is asking for.
So usually like sometimes clients they okay, like I want this A-lister, so you don't even cast it. But like majority of productions they are like pretty open like to casting anyone. They just like publish their rates, and like whoever like sends self tapes, they basically agree to those prices.
Okay.
But that's the thing, is that like sometimes clients want A-listers to send a self tape, and it's not something that's happening. Like if you are casting them, you are doing like without self tape.
They're already like peace out.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part about the vertical format?
Honestly, the way how fast paced it is. I'm a very impatient person. And like when you write something and you can see it on screen like in 3 months, it's pretty satisfying.
Yeah.
You don't need to wait. You are participating in every part of it. And the way like it's kind of like small, so there's like not a lot of like bureaucracy at this point. Like it's sometimes it's like very guerrilla style, and it kind of it's fun to do.
Feels like you have a lot of ownership over it. Yeah. Well, do you have any questions for us?
Well, I've already asked you like what inspired you to do this amazing podcast, but
the podcast, sometimes magic happens in your life.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the podcast.
Yeah, it really is.
Allison
really
and I
feels
met.
surreal.
I
mean, everything from last year, from June on, when I first learned about verticals at this point feels surreal because it just
took off.
It just took off. I mean, we worked hard behind the scenes to be ready for opportunities. I mean, I had a script ready to go for when you had
That's true.
I did not know that I was supposed to pitch the script till the night before. I guess I didn't read the fine print.
That's true. There's a lot of people calling me because of the podcast who like don't want to do their homework.
Oh yeah, you got to do the homework.
I will say that we've done a lot of homework.
We've done a lot of work,
and part of this podcast is
we hustled,
continuing doing our homework.
And then we were both ready, and your amazing market, we were ready for the doors that opened at that market, and the rest is history. 9 months of history.
Newborn, about to be born.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
like looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, definitely.
We're very excited to be there.
I haven't been back to the east side of LA since since
Maybe
September.
we'll even get a dinner on the books this time.
Yeah, I might get a hotel room so I don't have to drive back and forth. That's great. Well,
best of luck,
I'm
and-
blown away by you. Like ever since I first heard you, and I think we did a Zoom maybe in August.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I hung up the phone like, how
she
does
doing
this
all
girl
that?
have extra hours in her day?
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
know.
really amazing.
Yeah,
What
it
you're very
really is.
inspiring.
You are very much so.
Yeah, and we're grateful for everything you've done for this vertical format.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me, and I hope it was interesting and useful. For
It
you.
was all
It's
of those
excellent.
things.
It's
Thank
excellent.
you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining us.
Thank
you.
you.
Guys.